Microphone check 1 2. Shout out to Mr. Rush who just subscribed. Appreciate you for tuning in. Or subscribing rather. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me over there. Making my little grand entrance here. You are now tuned into the network. Bruh. Who ain't got the camera going, but I'm gonna get that in a second, y'all. Y'all know typically I do not stream on Fridays, but I said I'm gonna try to lab every day. Lab every day. That's what we're gonna try to do, man. I've been on this kick, and I said, you know what, man, I had this goal to get the certification and, you know, get my YouTube channel back in order and stuff like that. And that was one way for me to do it. That's how I learned these concepts too. Is you know, labbing this stuff, being hands-on with it, and then trying to teach you guys. And then I learned a lot from you guys as well. Like, there's a lot of people in the chat room that will, you know, kind of correct me or tell me some things that I don't know about a specific topic. Like the other day, I didn't know you can have more than one inside NAT interface. I didn't know that. So,
bruh, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But you learn something new every day, right? At least I do. At least. I got my daughter downstairs and stuff, so she is. Give me a second. Told her to kind of entertain herself. She's an only child anyway, so she is she's a good kid. So I said, let me try to do these on Fridays. Again, we're gonna do some NAT labs. I wanted to do some hardware labs today, but y'all know it takes a little bit of time for me to cable all of this stuff up, you know, and then try to get the IP addressing and stuff like that. That's the beauty of Boson Netsim. You could just jump into whatever topic you want. Most of the devices already configured for you. You just got to worry about whatever technology you're trying to learn. So like GLBP we've been doing, some NAT labs we've done this week, some spanning tree labs a couple months ago that we've done. You can just jump into whatever technology you want to learn. You won't have to worry about the basics like having to set up the host name, the IP addressing, and some routing or whatever, you know. You can just jump into whatever topic you want to. Now, with the hardware, with the physical hardware, I got to cable all of this stuff up, name the hosts and stuff like that. Oh, which, by the way, I just ordered another octal cable, so I will be able to connect 16 devices up to my console server. So it will make life easier in that sense, because then I won't have to worry about moving a console cable and stuff like that. I already had I've got 4 switches cabled up, consoled into, and 6 routers. But now I don't have to worry about shuffling any kind of you know, console cables or anything like that. So they'll all be connected. I just haven't gotten around to getting this plugging it up yet. So we got Foster in the building. Diane Foster. Appreciate you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the lab. I hope you guys have Boson Netsim. If not, I'll be doing a giveaway pretty soon. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Hit the like button. I did a giveaway for this application, and I never heard from the person that actually won. So Prentice Adair, if you're watching,
hello there.
Just know that you did win. But I will be doing another giveaway soon. Maybe I'll give them both away. Hopefully you're still watching, whatever. But we got Dave W in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. You know, I looked at some old DMs and I saw you hit me up about something. I'm like, this dude be rocking with me, man. I appreciate you for tuning in and rocking with me, man, for real. All of you guys. But yeah, Dave, it was like an old DM you hit me up with. I forgot what it was you hit me about. But anyways, let's jump right into this lab. It's many to one NAT. Remember, we said there's 3 types of natting rather. There is, let me pull up those directions there. This is solutions, I guess. Oh, well, there's static NAT, dynamic NAT, and PAT, also known as or it stands for port address translation, which is also known as overloading. So those are the 3 types of natting. For this lab, we're going to do many to one NAT, which is more like dynamic natting. But I think we're gonna do some overload on this as well. Yeah, because as you see, they got the keyword right there, overload. This translates anything. This command right here, this is the one that be tripping me up right here. But everything else we kind of know already, right? Going to global config mode, changing the host name, IP addressing. We're gonna do a little bit of routing, not really routing, but just turning on RIP. But what else? We'll give it a couple minutes for some of the late stragglers to pop in here and give y'all some current events. For once, I guess I broke some news. Remember yesterday, like really early yesterday afternoon, I broke that, Kevin Samuels had passed away. So it is confirmed now. For those of you who don't know, he was like pretty much a dating expert. And he was a rather polarizing figure in the black community because some people hated him. There's a lot of people, matter of fact, there's like a lot of people in Twitter and pretty much social media was kind of like rejoicing that he died, which is kind of fucked up in my opinion, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But there was a lot of people that obviously, sent their condolences and was really sad about that news. But anyways, the thing with him was just like it was his delivery that a lot of people did not really like. He said a lot of things that it was just that it was a harsh truth. And I think the message behind it was he was just trying to get black families together again. And it's just the way he would do it. A lot of people felt like he was berating black, specifically black women, but nobody batted an eye when he was doing it to black men. Because at first, on his channel, he was really getting black men to step up and get married and being faithful and things like that. But then then he started doing it to black women, and it was just like, yo, what's going on with you, man? And it was just, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, he was a polarizing figure. We got Sean Mitchell in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, it is sad news, man. It is sad, man. For him to go out like that, man. And he was pretty much at I wouldn't say his peak, but he was really on his way up there. I don't think mainstream media was ready for him anyway. I really don't think so. Nah. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody put a hit out on him, to be honest with you. But let me not put that out there. Anyway, there were some other current events that I wanted to look over. In IT news, how Apple, Google, and Microsoft will kill passwords and phishing in one stroke. You've heard for years that easier, more secure logins are imminent. That day is here. Let's see what that's about, because sometimes I'll be forgetting passwords. There's so many websites I gotta remember to log into. I got my bank accounts. I got my Boson Netsim. I've got all Packet Tracer. Like all of these applications have their own passwords. But let's see what they got going on here. Other than single sign-on, which we know that's been out for a while. For more than a decade, we've been promised that a world without passwords is just around the corner. And yet, year after year, this security nirvana proves out of reach. Now, for the first time, a workable form of passwordless authentication is about to become available to the masses in the form of a standard adopted by Apple, Google, and Microsoft that allows for cross-platform and cross-service passkeys. Well, get to the damn point, man. Password killing schemes pushed in the past suffered from a host of problems. A key shortcoming was a lack of viable recovery mechanism when someone lost control of phone numbers or physical tokens and phones tied to an account. Another limitation was that, we already know about all of that. All the reasons we hated passwords to begin with didn't go away. A new approach. What's different this time is that Apple, Google, and Microsoft also seem to be on board with the same well-defined solution. Not only that, but the solution is easier than ever for users, and it's less costly. I'm just putting y'all in suspense here, right? That's not the one I'm looking for. That's the one I was looking for. Y'all know I'm just getting used to these sound effects here. Not only that, but the solution is easier than ever for users, and it's less costly for big services like GitHub, Facebook to roll it out. It has also been painstakingly devised and peer-reviewed by experts in authentication and security. Well, we know biometrics is another one that's really helpful and good. I turned that on my phone. I'm able to log in a whole bunch of stuff with biometrics, and obviously that is unique. Everybody has their own fingerprint, so that is pretty cool. The current multi-factor authentication methods have made important strides over the past 5 years. Google, for instance, allows me to download an iOS or Android app that I use as second factor when logging in my Google account from a new device based on CTAP, short for Client to Authenticator Protocol. This system uses Bluetooth to ensure that the phone is in proximity to the new device and that the new device is in fact connected to Google and not a site masquerading as Google. That means it's unphishable. That's pretty cool, I guess. I'm gonna have to read it back. The standard ensures that these cryptographic secrets stored on the phone cannot be extracted. And they go on and about the technicalities of this new solution, which I'm not going to read y'all. If y'all want to read that, I will put that in the group chat there. What I will also put in the group chat is the link to the Discord server, in case you guys want to know what time I stream, because it varies what time I stream, but it's usually between 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? If you really want the inside scoop on when I will do that, I will put it in the group chat, or the Discord server, rather. And let me pull that up. Y'all not hearing a thing, right? Whatchamacallit? An echo. Dave W said he did bring a lot of light to the major issues in the community. A tough convo for many. Yeah, for sure, definitely. He, like I said, he the last thing that he was bringing up was he was talking about how, and in China, they got China's like one of the world's most populated countries in the world, right? One of the world. They are the most populated country in the world, right? But they have a rule where couples can only have like one child or something like that, right? And on top of that, they had this notion that any woman that was like over 35 or something like that were considered leftovers. So he started not adopting it, but started talking about it over here in the United States and within the black community, and people were outraged. And he's just like, hey, I didn't say that. These people in China had said that. And, obviously this country is like advanced, and they run their country. Well, they run their country with communism, and it doesn't always work. But he was just bringing that to light and thought, that's a pretty... This is not a political channel. I'm not going to talk about too much of that stuff. But anyways, he brought that up. And then, a lot of people were outraged about that. They were just like, how are you going to call, certain women over a certain age leftovers? That's kind of fucked up, blah, blah, blah. He's just like, well, China said that. And in some ways it is true. But, I can see why some people did not like the way he did not like that he would say that and agree with that notion. But, he talked about a lot of tough topics. And I think that he had a good, good intentions, but it's just his delivery is what not people. And let me not even get there, because now I'm gonna be putting my own. Let me not even go in there. So anyway, task number 1. I'm gonna try to stay away. This is some of the stuff I'm gonna try to stay away from this channel, man. And I try not to get personal either. So we just talk. We just here to learn about routing and switching and stuff. Task number 1 says configure router 1 with the host name of router 1. Okay, I guess we got to do some basics here. So here's router 1 right here. We got to change this host name. Configure these IP addresses that are on here. Let me pull up the topology. Y'all can see the topology, but let me show y'all the addressing and stuff, right? People did not like his delivery, man. They did not like his delivery. A lot of people didn't. Let me copy this right here and put it on my favorite program, right? Gosh, my daughter I just love my daughter so much, man. I'm like, hey, I'm going to do some recording and stuff. Oh, okay. I'll be over here playing. 175. Put that a little bit bigger. So this is the network we're going to be working with here. I believe they're going to make, let me put where my little pen at, brush. I hope you guys got Boson Netsim so y'all can follow along and stuff like that. Here's the other thing too that I wanted to talk to y'all about. Remember how I used to get confused with this right here, the inside local, inside global, etc., right? We already know. Let's talk about that, right? We said inside local is the actual address assigned to an inside host, inside local. And then, and I was watching a Keith Barker video. Did it click then? No, he sort of clicked it for me, but it clicked for me this is when I said I got to break this stuff down. And I look at it from left to right, right? Which this would be a perfect example. since this is us, this is our vantage point, right? Just think of L for local, right? Keith Barker was saying L for Larry. Just make pretend Larry is a user on the local area network. So we got local for L, Larry in the local area network, right? And then we got this right here would be our would be the outside network, right? So this is us. We're in the local area network. L for local, right? Anything on this side of the internet or on all of that router would be the inside address. That's the inside device, and it's also local, right? Since he's tied to the local device there, right? You can kind of guess what this is, right? This is the local device also, right? But which one is it? When we look at this cheat sheet right here, right? It's also inside, but it's inside global. Also, when you see that global keyword, just think about the wide area network, right? We know that this is the wide area network right here. This is the wide area network. So then this is the global part of the local. See, this is why this is where you start getting confused when you start putting those words together, right? But this is the global part of the local internet, right? So, so this is inside local. This is outside global, not OG as an original gangster, right? Outside global. Or I'm sorry, that would be the outside local. That's what that would be. The outside address seen from the inside. Wait, no, this would be the outside. So this is outside. Take that back. I take that back. See, this is why I'll be getting confused. So this is inside local. So this would be the outside. No, this would be the inside global. My bad. So then that's not the L. So this is the inside device. So this is what I meant to say. This is the inside device, not local. That's what I meant. I and O. That's what I need to remember. I and O. So this is the inside. That's the outside. I hope I'm not confusing y'all, right? Inside local. So then this would be the inside global address, right? And then this would be the outside global, right? That right there would be the outside global. And then this one, the other one would be what? Outside local, right? Because that's their local area network over here. That's their local area network. So this is the outside local. So what I need to remember, at least for me, this is how I'm going to remember it. Y'all can remember how y'all want to, but just the I and the O. I first do that because we know this is the inside part of the network. And it might be the other way around, right? What if we have the outside over there and the inside on the other side? Just remember that wherever you're local, this is the inside part of the network, right? Local inside, right? And then we got the inside local, and then this would be the inside global, and then this would be that what? OG, outside global. I'm sorry, yeah, outside global, because this is the global part is part of the internet, right? I know that's an ugly ass cloud right there, but that's the outside global, and then this side would be the outside local, right? I hope that makes sense to y'all.
Wait, what?
But that's how I'm gonna remember it. I and O, just the inside part, and the outside part. So D globe is where Nat happens. D globe, the globe is where Nat happens. The globe, as in the wide area network.
Wait, what?
I guess that's what you mean, right? Anyway, let's get started. We needed to fix that IP address, or configure this IP address, that interface, that IP address, and then we're gonna have to change these host names, and then configure that IP address and this IP address. So let's go ahead and do that, right? This is the basic stuff right here. Real basic stuff. They said to start with router 1. Let me pull up the tasks over here. So this guy's name's router 1. Enable. I'm glad they turned off the domain name lookup there, because I would have got stuck right there. Go to global config mode, and we said this guy's name is going to be router 1. We need to go to the interface. Which one was that? Let's start with FA00 and give him that address, right? Interface FA00. Oops, 0/0, right? This is the basic stuff right here. The IP address they said was right here, 192.168.1.1. I mean, 101.1/24, right? So 192.168. 101.1. Is that what I said? Yeah, 101.1. And /24, which is 255.255.0. We got to no shut that bad boy, right? Because those interfaces are not up by default. Now let's go to the serial interface, which is on this side right here. Right, 000 gets that address. They also said to set the clocking on this side as well, and then we also have to turn up the interface, right? Turn down for what?
What?
Interface serial 00/0. IP address was what we said, 192.168.1.1. 192.168. Fat Finger Squad in the building. I haven't done a lot of typos lately, right? Not at least not on stream, live on the live streams. But when I lab by myself, I've been finding myself, why is this not working, man?
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And then realizing it was just a typo, man. Like earlier today, I had some downtime at work. I'm like, why is this not working? And I realized, man, I had the wrong IP address on this thing, man. So the clock rate they said was to set it for 64 kilobits per second, which is written out like this. Clock rate and then that number. And then we're going to no shut that bad boy. He went up, but he's probably going to come right back down. Why? Because this side right here is down. Right? That side is down right there. Even though we turned this side up. But in order for that interface to actually turn up, both interfaces got to be turned up. So let's go to router 2, this router right here, and configure that interface with the red X, right? Let's go to router 2, which is over here. Go to global config mode. Oops. Global config mode. Terminal. And then his host name is going to be router 2. And then we said interface serial 0/0. What we said the address was going to be? 192.168.1.2, right? You see that right there? 192.168.1.2. Right? So IP address is 192.168.1.2. He says /24, which is 255.255.0. We gotta turn it up, no shut.
What?
And then now it's up. Now we can check the other side. We'll see that's up as well. Verify our work with what show IP interface brief, and then we'll see. Bloop. Y'all with me so far? Both of those interfaces are up. Let's do the. I don't think we did this side. We didn't turn that interface up yet, right? We got to turn this interface right here up. 100.1, which is the fast Ethernet. Get out of this interface. FA00/0. IP address was what he said it was. He said it's 192.168.100.1. So 192.168.100.1/24. Oops. 0. No shut. Let's try to get this out the way in an hour. D-Globe.
Wait, what?
Y'all with me so far, man? Y'all got any questions or anything? Let me know. Let me know what the deal is. Remember, there's no such thing as a dumb question. I don't care how simple it is. I won't be like,
You stupid.
we don't do that around here, right? And matter of fact, we boot people out, anybody that try to talk shit, right? Because everybody is here to learn, right? So I don't know everything. Every time, like if I mess up, somebody in the group chat will be like, hey man, I think you put the wrong, like the other day I was like 100 minus, what did I say? I think it was like 100 minus 2. I was like, it's 99, right guys? And I was like,
Wait, what?
somebody corrected me, was like, it's 98, dude. I was like, oh snap, what the hell is wrong with me, man? I'm over here talking about my daughters in 3rd grade or 1st grade, and you know, she's smarter than me in math, and yeah, she is, man. Smart little girl though. What else were we doing here? I was done with the IP address thing, I think here. Configure the routers with RIP, Routing Information Protocol. Do not advertise router 1's FA00 interface. So right now we are going to do, yes, we're going to be working with RIP, right? It's an old routing protocol that is not very much used in the in enterprise networks these days, but we use it to learn about routing protocols because it's simple to configure and stuff like that. So basically, we're gonna set up RIP between, got the damn arrow still, between these two routers here. We're gonna set up RIP between these two. We're gonna advertise this network to that side over here, but they also said to not advertise this network. Don't advertise that network. And the reason why they telling us to do this is so that way they can demonstrate how NAT works, right? How we can still send send a ping request over here and have it come back, even though they don't, this guy right here don't know about this network over here. Because remember, this is a remote network that sit on that side of the router, right? I hope that makes sense. So he said, configure the routers with RIP. Do not advertise FA0's interface. FA00's interface on router 1. So don't advertise this network right here with RIP. So how do we set up RIP? Let's go to router 1 first. Go to global config mode. We know it's router and question mark for context sensitive help. Most of the routing protocols start with the keyword router, and then you put the keyword, the actual routing protocol. So BGP, EIGP, blah, 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 blah. We're doing RIP today, right? So it's this router, RIP, and then you do the network you want to advertise. What we're going to advertise? We're going to advertise this network, but don't advertise this one, right? So what network is that? That's the 192.168.1.0 network, right? So network 192.168.1.0, right? Y'all with me so far? Let me know if I'm going too fast or if I'm losing y'all, whatever. Just let me know, man.
What the fuck?
Let me get out of this right here. I think that's all we got to do for RIP. Yeah, we can verify our work with show IP RIP. I think you can do show IP RIP database. I think you can do that. Yep, and see what networks you're advertising. You could also do show IP protocols, and we're routing for that network, so that's good. Let's go to router 2 and do the same thing, right? Here's what you can also check too. Show IP route. Look at the routing table. Simple as that, right?
Another one.
And then you see right there, these are only the connected and local networks, right? So router 1, he only know about this network, and obviously he know about that network because it's directly connected to him, right? He didn't learn anything, even though we turned on RIP. He don't have any RIP neighbors just yet, so that's why he don't know. He already know about this network because he's directly connected to it, but he don't know about this network just yet. 100.1 network, right? So let's go to router 2 and then advertise that network with RIP. Same thing, right? Go to global config mode, router RIP network. What's the network? We say 192. My bad. 168.100. My bad. See, typo. Fat finger squad in the building.
Another one.
100.0 network. 255. No, we ain't got to worry about the subnet mask with RIP. 100.0 network, right? I know it says 1 there, but that's the host address. That's the address for this particular router, but it sits in the 100.0 network. That's why we got to put that. I hope that makes sense, right? And then now if we go back to router 1, see how his routing table look like now? He only know about the connected and local routes. But now if we do a show IP route again, we didn't do that other network. So here's what happened here. Router 2 is advertising this network, but he didn't put this interface right here in RIP. So that's how come this guy don't know about this network that sit back here, right? He got to advertise it. He got to advertise it to him, right? That makes sense. So now go back to router 2, and then go back to router config mode. So router RIP. I know we still doing the RIP stuff, and
a few moments later,
I know y'all still waiting on the NAT. I know I said we won't do NAT today, but hold on. Network 192.168. What network is that? Right here. We gotta advertise it out of this interface. So 1.0 network. So 1.0 network. Right. Let's go back to router 1. Take a look at his routing table. See if he learned about anything new yet. Let me scroll this up some so y'all can see more of it. Show IP route, and there go that route we was trying to learn about right here. 192.168.100.0 network. The administrative distance is 120. The metric is 1. He learned it through the 1.2 network. 1.2 interface. So he learned about this guy right here. Right, this guy right here learned about this network via this interface. That's essentially what this right here is saying, and that R lets us know it's a RIP route, right? How you can tell, just look at the legend at the top right up here, and to tell you what type of route we learned it from. Where is it? RIP, RIP. Again, this is a really old protocol. I have yet to see it on a live network, on an enterprise network, and I work for several companies as an engineer, so On router 1, okay, we finally, well, we configured the routers with RIP. There's only 6 tasks for this lab. We're on task number 4, right? And then we'll move on to the next lab. If we got time. I don't know. My daughter's over there like playing by herself over there. Router 1, create ACL number 12. Let's go to router 1, which we are on router 1.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They say access list number 12, but they didn't say whether it's a standard or standard, so we'll just go with standard one, number 12. And he said what to do with it? To specify interesting traffic that will be used to configure many to one NAT. What we said, many to one NAT, that means many hosts, when they get translated to many hosts in a private network, when they send their traffic out to the public network, they're going to be using one IP address. So many to one, right? I know there's only one host there, but basically, let me just show y'all real quick for anybody that want to be a jackass, right? There's only one host there. What do you mean many to one? Let's say we had a computer here, another computer here, another computer here, and they all connected to this guy right here, right? They all connected to him, right? But when they send their traffic out this way, they're only going to be using one IP address, even though they have their own individual IP addresses, right? They have their own individual private IP addresses. But when they exit out of this interface right here, they're going to be using one IP address. That's why they call it many to one NAT, right? So, y'all with me so far or anything? I hope I ain't lose y'all, or y'all got any questions? Y'all kind of quiet back there, man.
A few moments later.
I ain't got no cricket sound effects. So I might have to use another sound effect app, man, because this one's cool, but they don't got every single thing I need, man. I'll be thinking of some sound effects I've been wanting to play, and some of them are not in there, man.
Nope.
But it's all good. I'm looking for a crickets one for y'all. Anyway, what did they say they want to allow? They said specify the 192.168.101.1 network as the source of the traffic, right? So the source of the traffic is the 101.0 network, which sits back here. I know it says .1 there, but this is the .0 network, 101.0 network. They said this is going to be the source of the network. So when you allow that network to go through this interface, the exiting interface, right? Egress interface. So what's the network we're going to permit, right? Because you could either permit or deny with an access control list. What are we permitting? The 101 Fat Finger Squad in the building. Another 101.0 network. And then the wildcard mask. We don't do the subnet mask with the access control list. We do wildcard mask, which is the reverse of that, right? So 000.255, right? Question mark. You could add a log keyword if you want to. Like anytime somebody matches this access control list, send me a syslog message, and then I'll know about it. But we're gonna leave that out. They ain't asked us to do all that. Host A is currently connected to router 1's FA00 interface. Duh, we've been seeing that earlier, right?
You stupid.
Router, they say host A is connected to the FA00 interface. Yeah, thanks. We see that. However, to external devices, host A should appear with the IP address of router 1's 000 interface. So basically what they're saying here is this IP address, this host, let's see what his IP address is, right? Let's just see. IP config, right? IP config.
You stupid.
IP config. Just feel like somebody there just talking shit, man. His IP address is, my bad, that's the default gateway. His IP address is 101.2, right? So they saying he's 101.2. But when he leave out of this, when he exits this interface right here, they said make it look like he got an IP address of something in that network. Right? Yes, that's what they said. Host A should appear with the IP address of router 1's 000 interface, which is that right there. So they said again, he is what he said he was. He is 101.2, right? 101. He's 1.1.2. But when he exits out of the interface, it's kind of like he putting a mask on, and he looked like somebody else, like Jim Carrey from The Mask, right? He just looked like something else. That's basically how NAT address translation works. NAT address translation. Network address translation, which stands for NAT. What the fuck is wrong with me, man?
You stupid.
Let's go back to router 1 and work on that. Now, this is the tricky part right here. These NAT commands. The way to do that is I'll pull up the cheat sheet. Shout out to Jeremy Stretch at packetlife.net if y'all want these cheat sheets, right? They said to do that, we did the access control list. We're not working with a pool. We're working with static translation. No, not static, my bad. We're doing many to one. So in this case, it would be, which one would it be? Source static? No, it's not a static address. Shit. Which one would it be? I guess essentially this is a static, but no, it's not static because this is many to one. We're doing a dynamic, so they didn't tell us to work with a pool. This probably it right here. Dynamic translation. Yeah, so we're putting that local IP address of that the network, and then said translate it to this address. And it's just this part right here is just kind of like confusing this stuff, right? So all the IP, all the NAT commands start with IP NAT, right? So IP NAT, and I ain't say all of them, but the ones we working with to configure that. Yes, oh, that is beautiful. I like that one. Yeah, let me show you guys. So my daughter, it's got a little drawing right here. It says, we need to protect the earth. I'm going to say hi to the people. She's super shy, but this is my daughter. And she's got a little girl right here. Looks like she's planting. Is she planting something here? It says, we need to protect the earth. And there's the globe. And looks like she's cleaning up. That's what she's doing. She's cleaning up. There's the sun right there. That's nice. I like that. So here's what kind of confuses me though.
Wait, what?
She's standing right here. If Earth is right there, where is she at? She's not on planet Earth, is she? She is on planet Earth. Oh, this is just like maybe like a picture of the Earth then. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna finish our network address translation. Okay. That's the bag, like the trash. Oh, got it. All right, I'm gonna play with you later. Okay. So we said it was IP NAT inside, and then source. We're doing a static translation. We didn't. Did we do an access control list? We did. So it's not static. My bad. Let me go back to that cheat sheet. I forgot. We created an access control list. So we created that access control list. And then we're actually going to do source list, but we're not going to translate it to a pool. We're going to translate it to the static entry. So we're going to say IP NAT inside source list. What was the list? The access control list called? It was access control list number 12, right? So IP source list 12, and then what we're going to translate it to. We didn't create a pool. They said to just specify the interface for the global address. And remember what I said about the outside global and whatever. We said the global address. We said this was the inside local out here in the world, in the globe, like my daughter drew. This is the global part. So they said make it appear like when he's leaving to look like that's his IP address when he leaves, right? I hope that makes sense, right? So now we could just do. But we don't do the specific IP address. We just do the interface. What's that interface called? Serial 00, right? So interface serial 0/0. Now here's the part I'm confused about. They didn't say nothing about adding a port number or do any kind of overloading and stuff like that. And I believe they want us to do some overload here. So we're just going to put the overload keyword here. Press enter, and that is the command, right? So with this, does that look like it's straightforward? IP NAT inside source lit? No, not really. But for us to really break it down, this is the configuration code or syntax for NAT. IP NAT, right? Even show IP, the show commands are show IP NAT, and then whatever translations or statistics or whatever. It's IP NAT, right? And then we're saying we're doing inside NATing. We're not doing well, we could also do source destination NATing, but we're doing source translation. Now the inside keyword, jeez. See, that's what I'm saying. Like this is kind of confusing to explain how this command, all of this works, right? But we're doing source network address translation, and with this we're saying we're applying the access control list number 12, right? Because we could also refer to a pool and then translate it to that outside interface, which in this case was interface serial 00. They said many to one not used a lot in network enterprises. Yes, they do, and they typically use it with overload, so that way you can add a port number and it makes it a bit more unique. So, yes, overload. Yes, never mind. I remember. Yep, exactly. You got it right. She's awesome. Yeah. Where do you get these labs? This is an application called Boson Netsim. The good folks at Boson actually gave me a free copy of this application to kind of like demonstrate on my channel. I guess they saw like, yo man, your YouTube channel is popping. You mind demonstrating this and showing how this shit work, man? Because we trying to sell more copies of this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, man. Y'all gonna give me the whole version? So they gave me the whole version, yeah, so they allowed me to like kind of like demonstrate how it works and stuff like that. And that's where I got it from, this application called Boson Netsim. You can go to their website, boson.com, and get you a copy of this. They have all kind of labs, man. They got where's my advertisement? I guess I can't do. No, I can't do it over here. There's usually a sound effect that you could do, like you're doing advertisements or whatever. Anyway, there's all kind of labs in here, man. With this application, you can practice access control lists, network translation protocol, EIGRP, all of this stuff, right? All the way down to the most simplest stuff, command line basics from the very beginning, right? You can even download it, and without having to even like pay for it yet, you can get the demo version and do these labs right here to see, do you really like this application? Is it going to help you learn? So just visit their website, boson.com. They also have simulations for the exams. So they have like a database of questions, and I heard that's even harder than the CCNA and the real CCNP exams. So once you pass their exams, the real exams are kind of like cakewalk. So but yeah, that's where I got these labs from. Where was it? Where was I at? Oh yeah, I was explaining so yeah, this command is kind of hard to kind of really explain, but all of them start with Ip Nat. You could either do source or destination natting. The inside part, I can't remember. Let's see. Let me just see real quick to see why the inside keyword is there. You could do inside address translation or refer to a pool. That's what it is. And with this, you're referencing the access control list, who you're allowing or denying, but it's most likely you're gonna want to allow, right? And then the interface you're doing the translation at. What was the next step? Also, I'll be giving away a copy of this application. I did a giveaway about 2 months ago. Once I got to I think it was like 5,000 subscribers. But the person never responded or nothing. So I'm gonna do another giveaway and give away this application. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna do another giveaway pretty soon. So the next thing they wanted us to do here is ping from host A to host B to populate the NAT address translation table and to verify your configuration of RIP version 2. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. We forgot to put RIP as in version 2. So cheers. We got Nick Bryant in the building. Nick Bryant, rather. Appreciate you for tuning in. He said she's awesome. Yeah, she's a good kid, man. I love that little girl. She's mine. I better love her, right?
Wait, what?
What's he gonna do? Oh yeah, we got to do version 2. So we did RIP, but we have to use version 2 of RIP is what they asked for. What is the difference between the two? I think one does classless auto summarization, or is classless. Like one is class full, which means you could only do networks in their class full addresses, which I don't want to get into all of that. And then the other one, I think you can do classless. I think one supports RIP and G is IPv6. Can't remember the difference between the two, but they want us to set up version 2 on this. So we go to router RIP, and we just do version 2. That's what we got to do to turn that on, right? Same thing on this side, because I think once we check our work, they'll look for this, right? That's the other thing too. If you're missing anything, you could just go to lab and then grade lab, and it'll tell you, hey, you're missing this, or you forgot to add this, or this you didn't have to do, or whatever. So that's the cool feature about this application. Just press Ctrl G, it'll grade your work. So now what they wanted us to do is from host A to host B. They want us to send a ping to that guy, right? And they said that your ping should be successful. So let's get on our knees, pray to the network gods, and see if we can ping 192.168. What he said his address was? He's 100.1. The host B was 100.2, right? This right here, this address is the interface that's on that router. So that's not what we're trying to ping. We're trying to ping this guy right here, host B, 100.2. So 100.2. Get on our knees, pray to the network gods. And we may be missing something if we're...
Nope.
Timed out.
Nope.
Timed out.
Nope.
So we're missing something. I know what it is, exactly what it is. Does anybody know? Does anybody know why this did not work? I think I know. I know something is missing, unless we're missing more than that. You, sir, in the back. What am I missing? Why is this not working?
A few moments later.
We did the IP address thing. Y'all want me to run some show commands, or let me know. I'm gonna let y'all figure this one out. We configured these IP addresses. We turned up these interfaces, right? So these guys are all turned up. That was turned on. This was turned on. I think this might be the only lab I'm gonna do tonight, y'all, because the next one is pretty long, and I don't want to leave my daughter over there by herself all day long, all night long streaming for y'all.
Nope.
Anybody know why this ain't working? We did the interfaces. What else we did? We created an access control list and said allow this network to go through. My bad. We said allow this network to be able to go through here. And then when he leaves, use this interface. It's like put on your mask and use that IP address when you're leaving the network. When you send your pings that way. Anybody know what else am I missing here? Dave W said the incorrect NAT protocol was used. So what is the correct NAT protocol? What do you mean by that? What is the correct NAT protocol? Show. Y'all want me to run any specific show commands? Let's do a show run and take a look at our work on router 1, because this is where the natting is being done here. That interface is up. He has an IP address 192.168.1.1, 192.168.101, right? Yep, that looks correct. They did the clocking. It's turned up. Let's look at this guy right here. Show IP interface brief. The gateway on the PC is not set. Good question. Good question. Let's see. What's his gateway? 192.168.101.1. That looks like it's correct. Let's ping it and see. 101.1. We got some replies, so that's not it.
Nope.
That was a good guess though. Dave, what did you mean by incorrect NAT protocol? I don't know what you mean by that. Let's go to. I mean, some of y'all might have got on the stream late and maybe didn't see some stuff that was missing. But you do a show. Let's do a show run again. You didn't get to see the whole configuration. What am I missing? We did the access control list. We said permit 192.168.101.0 network, right? We said 101.0. Yep, that's correct. Ip Nat inside source list 12 interface 000, right? Which was that interface right there. Yep, we said this interface right here will be the exiting interface. We said we learned about the 1.0 network. We put that interface in RIP. What else? RIP version 2 on router 2. Let's see. Good question. Let's see. Router 2 show IP protocols. RIP version 2. Send and receive version 2. So no, that's not it.
Nope.
Good guess.
moments later.
Yeah, I think I remember. Unless there's something else that's missing, but once I did that, I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot to do this. You used the dynamic NAT instead of the pool NAT. They didn't ask for the pool NAT. That's a good guess though. They didn't ask for pool NAT. They said to create the access control list. This is what they said on step 4. Create ACL 12 to specify interesting traffic that will be used to configure many to one NAT. Specify the 192.168.101.0 network. This right here. As the source of the traffic. Host A is currently connected to router 1's FA00 interface. Right here. As indicated by this line right here. However, to external devices, so everybody out here, host A should appear with the IP address of router 1's 000 interface. In other words, when he leaves out of this interface, it got to look like he coming from that. It got to look like he coming from this network. When he's in actuality, he's coming from the 101.0 network. You said you use the dynamic NAT instead of pool NAT. So with access control list, let's take a look at the cheat sheet right here. Maybe that'll give you guys a clue. When we're setting network address translation, we said we didn't have to create a pool. They didn't ask us to do that. We created the access control list. We did create the access control list. We didn't have to create a pool. Combine them with a translation pool, translation rule. We didn't have to create the pool, so we don't have to combine that. But we did combine the access control list with the exiting interface, which is not in here. Where is that at? I guess they don't do that here. That's what we was doing. This is what we did. Dynamic translation with interface overloading. This is exactly what we did right here. IP NAT source list, and then we did the access control list, the interface, and then we did overloading. So essentially, they called it many to one NAT this lab, but it's actually, I guess right here, dynamic translation with interface overloading. Sean said, did you apply to ACL? Ooh, good question. That's actually a good question. But that is actually a good question. I like that question.
Nope.
I like that question, Sean. When I was first learning about NAT, I thought you had to apply access control lists. You don't have to do that, actually. When you're tying it in, for some reason, they tie in together. But that's a really good, I like that point you made there. Foster said, no IP NAT inside. That's correct. Damn, I gotta.
Yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
We didn't set the inside or outside interface. That's the other thing too. This lab don't even ask you to do that. That's the one thing too. That's probably why I forgot about it. So we have to set an outside interface and an inside interface. We need to say which is which. Obviously, this is the inside of the network, and that's the outside of the network. And we need to define those when it comes to that. The steps, they didn't tell you to do that. So let's go to router 1. Good guess. I mean, shout out to Foster for that one. You are on the money today. So interface, what was the FA00 is going to be the inside interface, right? It's inside, this outside. I know that's two little O's right there, but interface FA00 is IP NAT inside, and then the other one is interface serial 00. That's the outside interface, IP NAT outside, right? We could have, y'all, if y'all had told me some show commands, y'all probably would have gotten the clue there. Though. If we'd have done show IP NAT statistics, we see which one is the outside interface, which we just defined. We see which one's the inside interface. We would have seen some hits and or misses. We probably would have seen nothing but misses there. And then the archive translations. If there's an actual translation that happens, we'll see that in there. And the dynamic mappings. So notice, you see how we didn't have to apply, Sean Mitchell, we didn't have to apply that access control list to the interface. When you do natting and you're referencing an access control list, you don't have to apply it. I used to think that a long time ago too. That's a really good guess though. Matter of fact, there's a guy named Kelvin that used to pop in on my feed here. He the one that told me about that. This is why I like learning with you guys, because I was like, how come you don't have to apply the access control list for NAT? You don't have to. When you're referencing it, it just know automatically you don't have to apply it. So But that was a really good guess. So yeah, we did IP NAT inside and outside. Thanks, Foster, for that one.
Another one.
Now let's try to do that ping. Get on our knees, pray to the network gods. No, not 10101. That's the gateway. That's the gateway. That's not what we was trying to do. We was trying to ping host B, which is 100.2. So it was actually in the cache still. That's what we trying to ping. And now we got a reply. Thank you, Foster, for that one. Now let's take a look at the we finished right at an hour too. And we got some rain coming. Take a look at the statistics again. Now notice last time it didn't have any translations. We sent those pings, and now we have a static translation. I mean, a dynamic translation and one extended. We obviously defined our outside and inside interfaces. Last time, what was the statistics did it look like? Hits and misses. It said 5, and it expired 5, and that's it. But what we could have seen was, I should have done this before the pings. Show IP NAT translations, and we'll see the actual translations. Right? 1.1 is who? 1.1 is the serial interface. Remember, this is inside global. So the inside network, right? Remember I said I and then O. This is global. Global, that interface right there is global. So inside global, this is inside global right there, right? Y'all know I got a mouse. I ain't got no tablet. So the inside local address. So this is inside, and then that's the local. So this is what's being seen by everybody else. This IP address, 101.2. Oops. Damn, what's going on here? What the hell? And get rid of all this, man. I don't know what's going on here, man. Did I click the erase button? I don't know what I did there, man. Oh, geez. What's going on here? He really messing up. All right, get that pen back. Yeah, we wrapping up this lab. I don't think we're gonna do the other lab. The other lab is really long. So the outside local is 100.2 with that port number, and notice they're gonna be the same because there's no natting being done over here. From his vantage point, what he sees is just one IP address over there. So. Oops. I guess he looked kind of he looks kind of stupid over there, man.
Wait, what?
I think that's pretty much it, y'all. Let's y'all hit me that like button. Make sure you subscribe to your boy. What else? Y'all know I'm gonna try to lab every day, right? It's gonna be sometime between 6 and 9 daily. What else I was gonna say to y'all? It was something else. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. We're just gonna continue to do some natting over the weekend. It's Mother's Day, so she's gonna be back with her mom, so I'll definitely have some time to stream. Maybe I'll stream even more than once tomorrow. Who knows? Or definitely Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Maybe I'll do like an all-day lab. Maybe I'll break out the hardware, and we'll do a big NAT lab with the hardware tomorrow, man. Or Sunday rather. On Sunday. We could check our work with Control G or just grade lab right here. And then we'll see right there. You've completed the lab successfully. Again, I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I said I'm going to be labbing every day. It'll be sometime between 6 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow me on Twitter and Twitter and Instagram. It's at NetworkBruh. That's my handle. And that's pretty much it, man. For now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.